So what's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, and in this video I'm going to be giving you a very easy guide on how you can get the upgraded shield inside of Voyage of Despair. This will give you a shield with the Cryo Freeze alternate ammo type, and it is incredible. It will freeze every zombie it touches, and this is a really fun and useful upgrade to do within your game. Massive shout out to Damon that game, as he was the first person that I saw to solve exactly how you complete this. I'll leave a link down below to his channel where you guys can go over and thank him for solving this Easter egg. But I'm going to give you the clearest and easiest guide on how to complete this. So if you do find this useful, a like rating would be very much appreciated. And let me know your thoughts on this down below in the comment section, as this is the first fully upgraded shield which looks different and is a lot more effective than its original. So to start things off, we are of course going to need to build the original ballistic shield, and we're going to go through all of the parts for you in order to get the normal shield built. The first part we're going to be going for is going to be in the staterooms, and that can be in two different locations. It can be in this room here with a bunch of toiletry towels just lying there, or it can be on this chair in this little room here. Pick that up, and that's the first part. The next part is going to be in the bridge, which is the alternate section to you opening from spawn, which is heading upstairs. And you can find the shield part just here on the left, or it can be inside of the bridge on these set of boxes here, or it can be on this ledge just chilling on the banister. The third and final part can be found in the provisions or third class berths. So in the provisions, you can find it dead at the bottom floor as you enter into the engine room. You can find it in third class berths towards the back on this little rail here, or you can find it just tucked away in this corner as well in the provisions. Once you've got yourself the shield built, which is at this buildables bench by the poop deck, we can begin the next requirement for this Easter egg, which is to get yourself the fireworks. Now in order to get the fireworks, we're going to be finding it in one of 5 pipes which it can spawn out of. The first locations we're going for is the bridge, where there are going to be 2 locations. One is going to be to the left of the captain's wheel inside of the bridge. You can just see it through this window. It's these gold pipes out here, and you can also see through this window by going just outside of the captain's wheel and looking through the window to the right. You can see it from either angle. The next window is going to be just behind the RK7 garrison wall by here in the bridge. You'll just notice it around all of these other weird equipment and this table lit up with a table lamp. Next location can be in the first class, which is to the left of the perk, and as you can see in this window, you can just see it towards the back there with the netting underneath. This next location is going to be near the aft deck and the promenade deck, and if you take a right where you can hear some music playing, just look through that window, you can see these pipes in the background. And the last location is going to be in the third class past the provisions. Once you've gone around the map and found the pipe you're looking for, you'll notice this little item inside of the pipe which will be shaking. When you shoot it, it will get sucked up through the pipe and teleported to a different location around the map. There are 3 potential locations on where this pipe has ended up. The first location, and this is purely random, you just have to run around the map until you find it, can be this pipe here inside of the millionaire suites. It will just be right here on this table side. Another can be in the engine room, just as you go through the doors and provisions to enter into the engine room and down the metal stairs. To your left, you will notice a pipe and this sort of metal box here, and it could be there. And the last location is going to be in the mail room on this set of tables, and it's just tucked there in the corner. You can see the gold pipes there. Now when you've found the firework piece, you simply want to pick it up. I'm going to be taking it to one of 4 firework holders around the map. 2 on the poop deck and 2 in the forecastle, which is the spawn room. They are these small white looking pipes. To make this Easter egg easier, we're going to place it in this little white pole, which is going to be on the other side of the forecastle away from the Danu perk. You want to go up to that one and simply hold your interaction button to place the firework in, and that's all you need to do. We're not going to shoot it or touch it until later on in the Easter egg. And once that's out of the way, we can begin the next step, which is the flying car Easter egg. In order for us to start this, we're going to need to do 2 things in the map. We're first going to need to go to the other side of the map and get the Sentinel artifact. It's pretty much a standard that you need to do in every single game of Voyage of Despair, and you're also going to need to have built the shield. Obviously at this point you're going to have the shield built, but you're going to need a new one. So once you've got that, you want to make your way back into the original spawn room and head down through the stairs to the mail rooms. Now in this section of the mail rooms, you're going to find this safe, and what you want to do is get your shield out and melee the safe, and it's going to drop this little code cracker device which you can now pick up. Now this is going to come in very handy handy for the next steps. But before we can start anything else afterwards, around the map, we are going to be looking for 4 different bone parts from a skeleton. The first one here is straight from the safe that we just opened in the mail rooms, and it's this shelf here to the right of this zombie's window barrier. You're going to notice a bone just lying on the bottom of this shelf. Don't pick this up, but you want to be also taking note that down underneath it is going to be a scrap of paper with a number on it. Now, this is going to be a common theme for all 4 of the bone parts that we're going to be finding around the map. To make life easier, and what I did is that I noted down exactly where this bone location was. So I wrote mail rooms, shelf bone, and then on the floor next to it is our code. So I'm going to go ahead and write down on my piece of paper as well what the code was. Now, my game, the code for that was 2340. So just write that down. We're going to need it a little bit later. The second bone we're going to be looking for is going to be just above here, and it's on this table, and you can see it's a skull's head. Now, don't pick up the skull just yet, but as you can see here on these bottles, it's going to be another scrap of paper with a code on it. Now, this one's pretty difficult to see with a normal gun. If you want a clear shot of it, you can use a sniper rifle, but it's not necessarily important at this rate that we need this specific code, because if we find the other ones, then this, of course, will narrow it out to the last one. So if you can make it out, then definitely write it down. For me, in our game, this one was 4250. Now, there's yet again another bone location inside of the mail room, which is going to be on a separate desk right here opposite the staircase. And as you can see, there is a hand on the table, but underneath the table, just slightly to the left of this table leg, if you look here closely, you'll see a note as well. This one was 1404, so I wrote that down as mail room hand 1404. And the last bone part we need is going to be in the cargo hold. So it's just in the middle of the room here inside this crate. And just to the right, you're going to see another piece of paper. In my game, it was 1912. Now, these might not always be the same. They will be different in your game. So don't take what you see here as what they are, but just make sure you're checking it in your games. But once you've gotten them all written down, we can begin with the first step here. Now we have all the codes. We are now going to be finding 4 different safes around the map. Now, there is no order in which you have to go to each of these safes, but we're going to start with this first one, and this one is going to be in the bridge, which is the lower part door that you open from spawn to get into the actual boat area. It's one of the first doors you'll open, but in one of these rooms you're going to find a safe. What you want to do is hold square or X depending on what console you're playing on that safe, and it's going to put our little code cracker on the safe. But what it's going to do now is it's going to show you a set of 4 numbers. Now, this is going to match one of the bone parts which we found around the map. So in my game, my first code was 2340, which corresponded with the bone that was on the bottom shelf in the mail rooms, the very first bone I showed you. So what you need to do now, depending on what number it showed for that safe, is find the corresponding bone part. So for me, it was the mail room shelf. So I go back into the mail rooms, I pick that bone up, then I return to this shelf and press square, and you're going to see the bone part will slowly sink into the safe before closing again. And what's going to happen now is that safe will be completed, and you're going to need to melee the safe with your shield out to drop the code cracker, and we can move on to the next safe. And the next safe that we go to here is in the first class lounge section. So you want to open that, walk through, and then turn the corner here, and you're going to notice the safe just chilling in this corner. So we put the code cracker on it, and we get given a code sequence which is different this time, which is going to correspond to another bone, which is 4250. Now, from the different bone codes that we got, the one which was the hardest to distinguish because we didn't have a sniper rifle was the denominator here. We knew all the other codes, and we knew which parts they collected to, so it's obvious that the skull correlated to this particular code because we saw all the other codes really well. So we take the skull, we place it inside the safe, and because it correctly matches up with that code, it goes into the safe will shut, and then we can go ahead and melee the code cracker and then pick that back up and go to another safe location. And the next location is going to be in the Millionaire Suites, which is on the C deck. So as soon as you come in there, place the code cracker on the safe, and it's going to open, and it revealed a code which was 1912. Now for us, 1912 correlated to the bone hand part which we found in the cargo hold. So I go back to the cargo hold, I pick that bad boy up, then I take it back to the safe in the Millionaire Suites. Obviously it's correct, the safe shuts, and then I can melee to pick up the code cracker, and now we've got one more safe to go. And this last safe is in the third class berths, and the easiest way to get to the third class berths is just head underneath where you picked up the artifact and follow the stairs down one flight, and then just run across the hallway, and you'll come across this safe. And for us, the number was 1404. Now, I advise when you're on the last and final safe, you're gonna know which one to go to. Just make sure you pick up the last bone part, because this one is a big trek across the boat. It's essentially across the entire map for you to go ahead, find the safe, open it, then pick up the part, and then run all the way back. So if you've got an elixir like anywhere but here, that will probably get you a little bit closer than you having to just run back and forth. But we head back to the safe in the third class berths, we put that bone part in, the safe closes, and if done correctly, you shouldn't be able to get rid of the code cracker anymore. It should be stuck on that safe. And now we can move on to the last and final step. So for the last and final step, head to the cargo hold, and next to this fast travel, you're going to notice a car here with a skeleton's body in, and if you hold square or X, you'll see that the car will slowly fade away into the abyss, and then if you make your way up onto the upper decks of the map, you're going to start noticing this flying car flying around, which is just amazing. Now we've got the car in, you want to run back to the spawn and wait until he's about to fly directly over the firework we placed down in that pipe. You're going to be waiting till he's about to fly over, and you want to shoot that white pipe with a gun, which should release the firework and attach to the bottom of the car, and you'll hear a very particular noise, like he's very, very happy when you do this. And you're going to notice he's going to fly around the map and outside of the actual boundaries of the map, flying towards a iceberg. And then all of a sudden, you're going to see he's going to disappear. But a blue shining object is going to be flying back into the map, and it's going to fly towards the shield buildable table. And this is going to be the Savalin Guard, which is the upgraded shield, which is incredible. It's now got the cryo freeze alternate ammo type onto it. It's got increased durability, so it won't break as easily as a normal shield, and any melee you do to the zombies, it will cryo freeze them without any doubts. It is a 100% guarantee that it will cryo freeze them, and you also have that extra firepower from the gun that's attached to the shield as well. All in all, I think this is an incredible shield upgrade, and this is a very cool thing. So let me know if you guys do it in your games, and let me know what you think. Big shout out to Jakey for helping me get some of the clips for this Easter egg guide, which you've seen have been on PC. You can check out his channel down below in the description as well. Thank him very muchly, and maybe even check out his channel and subscribe. But if you enjoyed the video, click that thumbs up button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you for another video very soon.